Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna keep going with the nice little pack of potential stones that we had. We can finally do the big one because this is the new knife block, and stay to the end, or I guess skip because I'm going to uh, give you a choice on which of the good stones I have I'm going to do next. Um, it's probably going to run for a few weeks because I don't expect a lot of answers. Um, so, yeah, we'll see at the end. Let's start with the big one. So, yes, there was color at this tip. So basically, I'm just trying to remove the top to see if the color is clean, if it's good, and then if it is, we're going to grind all of this until we reach, well, the good part. And we're already starting to see a bit here. I don't like that there seems to be a crack here, but the color is showing up a bit. So let's focus on the positive. Hopefully it doesn't go too deep, or if it does, hopefully it leaves me enough room to make a decent face elsewhere. There's a lot of dirt to get rid of on this side. This side a bit less, but I don't think there's an urgent need to angle it yet. This is very strong material. It's taking a while to grind down. Sometimes you get things that are much quicker, but I mean, if it's tough, it's usually a good sign for the stone itself. Nobody wants a stone that just breaks open quickly. Still not quite there. Since this stone is absorbing much more water than the previous one, I'm afraid I have to keep the sponge on the back just because I'm spraying that much more often. I know it's not elegant, but it works for me, and I mean it doesn't really distract, I feel, given the movement. This is a tough one to crack open. I wonder if we now see more now that some of the tub has been removed with a flashlight. I'm just gonna check. That might give me an idea. Doesn't seem to go all the way through, but it might just be the tub that's a bit covering still. Hopefully, I could use a nice $100 gem. Not that I think that's what I have here, but I'm gonna be optimistic sometimes. Pressing a bit harder to hopefully go a bit faster. We're starting to see a little bit of color here, which is somewhat of a good sign. Hopefully it does go. Hopefully it's a sign that there's color under here. No guarantee, but that would be very nice for the overall size. If it's just really the edges on both sides, there's really not much that can be done from that. So for now, we still have only one stone in our in our to be cut jar. I am less and less optimistic. Mostly because the color on this side isn't showing up under this. So I think this might actually not go any deeper, which is will scare it off because this is not a stone, especially with the cracks. Time to add some water. I mean, the color here is pretty nice. It doesn't. I don't think it's anything special, but it is color and it does show up quite nicely. It's just so thin and, well, cracked. The water actually lessened the visibility of cracks, but it is cracked. We see one. There's a crack here. There's a crack here. I should get one of those. I should get one of those pointing stick. Just when my fingers are too big to point out minor details, but I have not yet reached that point. I expect this one to be the longest of the three I took out, simply because it's the biggest and the other two seem to have sand, so I think they're not gonna be gems, and sand is very easy to grind. To be seen. This is the kind of stone that made me wish I had a wheel or something to go faster, just because it's taken a while to get to the possible color. I was gonna say to the point, but well, the color is the point, and it's getting quite long to reach. Actually, on this side, obviously not visible for you, but it doesn't seem to go much deeper. On this side, it looks like it reaches about here, as it's transferred up to here. So I guess this, can I do it with 2 fingers? I think this is what the stone might look like. It's very small and it's full of cracks, so I think we're gonna give up on this one. What a shame. Can I break it? Yes. Oh, interesting. Actually, we do have a long seam here. So we had an hidden seam at the bottom of the stone. So the bottom of this is actually going deep and all around. I think I'm gonna give it a quick try. Rub this side, try to reach it, see if it's worth it. I don't expect anything extraordinary. The color bar is very thin, maybe 1/3 of a millimeter. So it's gonna make a very small dome in the best of case. At least this side seems to grind faster for now, which is a good sign because we spent already almost 20 minutes on the other side. Of course, the one side that cleared up first is the one with no color. This is not hair, these are cracks, so this is still bad. I have no idea why my tray is so loud tonight. Feels very crinkly. I swear it is not my intent. We should see the color start to appear on this corner soon because we're very close. I don't see it yet, but I think a few more passes shall suffice. I don't see jackpot yet. I'll try with my flashlight. It's stronger, so sometimes it allows me to see some flashes I don't quite see. But in this case, no, nothing shows up yet. I'm trying to feel if the stone is still more or less straight, and I'm kind of satisfied. It's deeper here, but it's not yet dramatic. It's still flat enough that I can work correctly with a bigger stone without having to worry about the creases in the stone, well, in the block. There's a tiny bit of color here. For me, it just looks like a dot, but here it looks. But for you, it looks like more. This is taking much longer than I expected. I've been doing this for not a long time, but a while, and I'm still somehow shocked sometimes at how long it's taking. I guess time passes faster when you're not concentrating on it, and now I have this big button that tells me how long I've been running. We'll try with more pressure. Well, we're clearing a bit more here, but I still don't see much color from this angle, which is obviously the angle we would like because, well, this is too thin. the seam appears to go nowhere on any side, but I'm not quite ready to throw in the towel yet. We're seeing some color from, but only from this one angle, and it's tiny. I think we're about to give up on this one. I don't think I'm gonna try the small one, just because we've seen what it is from this side, and I expect this bar to be much the same in that it is practically invisible. I might do it on my own. This is nice, but it's too thin. There's nothing to be. Yeah. Moment of truth. Yep, I'm calling time of death on this one. This should be visible from the top, and this should be visible, but we've got nothing. So long. This one is just curious. Well, I can't see, the top is too big. Yeah, this one will be kept for work by myself. I think we'll only have time for one more. Let's not crazy. So this one has a lot of good color and a bar here that doesn't seem to go around. So we've got pretty. We've got also black potch, but I'm not counting on the black potch. I'm tempted to just remove the top, see if we can do something with this color bar. Removing this part might be the safest option, but it's difficult to see. Let's just dive in, ideally with water. So this piece I think is basically the end of a bunch of seam lines that didn't form in a consistent manner. So it's not really a seam. It's not really a nubbe. It's just an amalgamation of small strands of opal on the same rock, which is very pretty, but will not give us a stone. I'm not gonna do it anything more with that. I'm just gonna put it in the bowl of pretties and count myself lucky for that. I'm gonna put it with this to the side. I'm gonna move this back more to the center. Let's see what this one is. I think it's a very thin one, as I recall, and it had a color bar. Well, somewhere surely. Yes. Here. So it's crystal. It's got some flashes. But it's also full of sand. I'm gonna try to remove the top like this. I don't think it's gonna give us anything except maybe blisters for me. This is the worst type of opal you can get because it's entering my finger here. I'm working on a very small surface, which is basically, well, a millimeter thick. The problem is that this back is um, very sandy, so that's not a good. That's not a proper setting, and actually, even the inside is quite sandy. So that's why I don't have any expectation for it other from aside from it's gonna be pretty. It's gonna look good on the in the jar. And yes, I will show the jar at one point. It's just that I have to remove the label that's on it because I'm not sponsored by them and I don't want any type of legal issues. I think we're just gonna clear the back and put it in the jar of pretties because it's pretty, but it's never gonna make a gem with all that sand. Almost done removing the sand from the back, which at least to make it a clear crystal, which is better than just sand. I have no idea where this comes from. Yeah, the color is pretty, very pretty. Just a shame about the sand, but I can't remove it, and it's too much sand. If it were only small, a small dot, I could be well. I could be tempted to make it in the jam, but at this point, it's the 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 the, the stone itself is probably what 30%, 30% sand. So that's never happening. Yeah, let's leave it at that. So very pretty for the jar of prees. Let's get to the first. So this is the only stone I have left. I still have this that I want to carve. That I want to shape and polish on on video. I have two more that I got from the end of the bag that I opened, which I'm doing off camera. And now the part where I need your help, guys and girls. So I received recently two pieces that I won at auctions, and I want to give you the choice of which one I'm going to do next. So, these are, I bought at around the same time I bought the good opal, the $100 opal that I cut and polished in the last few weeks. These were a bit more expensive, so let's call it stone A. That's going to be on the left. It's 50 something carats. It's got this color here. We see some here. There you have actually the main event. It's some very nice red and blues. More red here, so I'm not sure how deep it is. And actually, we see some color on this side as well, which I rather hope is the same. I don't expect it to be clean from here to here, and from here to here, but I think there's at least a decent chance that I cut a stone here, and maybe I can cut another small one on this side based on this. I'm not sure how deep it goes. I hope it goes in a bit. It's difficult to evaluate because of this. I can't put my flashlight correctly. It does seem to go in quite a bit here. I'm not sure because it's thick, but we'll see. And here, I can't see anything from this side. So we'll call this stone A on the left. If you want to call it red and blue. And we have this one, which is darker, and it's got very strong colors. Doesn't seem to go too far. I see it here, but we've got a secondary line that's the one you see here actually, that is also here, and I think I've seen it on the other side. We've got kind of a smallish bar here, and we've got some color here. Hello, here, here. Um, this is the kind of stone that makes me wish I had something to slice, because I feel like that might end up being useful. So we'll call this stone B. On the right, darker. So leave your comments on the YouTube video, not on my private page or whatever, wherever else you've seen this video. And in a few weeks time, because I don't expect to have a lot of answers, at least not at once, so in a few weeks time, I'm gonna start working on the one that the people have chosen. So until the next one.